So guys, this is Eccentric Boy from TeamCalamity, and this is my wind-up deck profile. I played this at YCS Trial for YCS Sheffield. As you can see, the breaker mat is there, and I topped it, but I didn't win it. So that was quite disappointing. Um, I don't know. I couldn't really do much, but yeah, I'd fun. Really enjoyed playing on that day. YCS Sheffield, overall, I found that it was pretty enjoyable. The sealed pack format, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I didn't pull that well. I basically just got Ring of Destruction, and that was more or less it. That just carried me through a lot of my games. Um, Besides that, I don't know. One of my friends top 32'd, Devil May Duel. He top 32'd the YCS, so lots of congratulations to him. Um, he pulled really well on the first day, and on the second day, he didn't pull that well, but he didn't really need to. He only needed to win a couple of games to get that 32, top 32, which was his objective for the day, for the trip, I should say. So, he went for it and he got it, so I'm very happy for him. I got some YCS paraphernalia for topping the trial, so it's all for trade. So the mat or sale, preferably sale. The mat is for sale. I'll take offers for it. PM me or whatever, because I will sell it. I got this YCS token for pre-registering, again, for trade or for sale. I got these World Championship qualifier sleeves. Oops. The pack is unopened, so they haven't been tampered with or anything. Obviously, I got this deck box. Like, I don't care about it at all. My name is on it because I had to use it for the event. But I don't know, if you really want one of these, then just hit me up. But I got this deck box, which is the good one. I did take it out of the wrapping, but that was just to see how the cards fit inside of it, because I do double sleeve a lot, so it hasn't been used. It's still completely mint condition. I just wanted to see how the cards fit in, because some of my friends, they may have wanted to buy it, but they made double sleeve and blah blah blah. Basically, it's out of the wrapping, but it hasn't been used. And I also got this bag as well, Yu-Gi-Oh bag. So I don't know, if you really want the Yu-Gi-Oh bag, then that is for trade and for sale as well. So now to the deck. I haven't been taking Yu-Gi-Oh that seriously at the moment. I just started playing wind-ups because it was a couple weeks ago, before Toronto, basically when the list came out, and no one was really giving wind-ups any credit. They're all rating Rabbit as the best deck, and I just couldn't believe it. I mean, it's just so good. The deck is amazing. And yeah, I just had no idea how people were writing this deck off. And then of course Toronto came, and that made me not want to play it because everyone else would be playing it, and I'm too indie to be playing decks that people play. But I couldn't really be bothered to change for the YCS. YCS was sealed format. It didn't really matter. I could just take pretty much anything for the side events, and that was what I did. This isn't the build that I took to the YCS, but I made the changes to make it this build for the day 2, which was when I entered YCS Trial. So this is the build that I used and topped that with. So I'll just go over the deck. You got 3 Rat, 3 Rabbit, 3 Shark, 2 Magician, 1 Hunter, 2 Max, 2 Tour Guide, and a Sangan, a Snowman, and a Reaper. And 3 MST, 3 Factory, Book, Mind, Reborn, Storm, Dark Hole, Avarice, and 2 Dimensional Prison, 2 TT, 2 Bottomless, 2 Warning, a Judgment, and a Starlight. So I basically dropped a magician. It was more or less to test. I know that 3 magician is obviously very good. It is what I have been playing since the list came out, but I wasn't sure how necessary 3 magician was in the deck at this point in time. Obviously, you want shark magician, um, and 3 magician. It's very good, but I just wanted to see. It was something that I was testing. I'm probably gonna put the third back in, so I'll find room for that. 2 max was something that I put in as well, more or less just to help with the mirror match. It's a solid card, but I might drop both of them for the third magician and a third dimensional prison. Just because like hand traps are obviously good, but they aren't necessary. Just because there's nothing obscene that you have to stop. And to be honest, I didn't find the mirror match that frequent. I played it once, so I don't know. The format is still relatively undefined, so I might just put it back into the side for third magician and a third dimensional prison. So I don't know, we'll see. Or 2 Thunder King as well. Thunder King's not in the main, just because more or less this was a build that I was testing with. It wasn't a finalized version. There was a lot that I was messing around with. I know how good Thunder King is, so I didn't really need to test that. While with things like dropping Magician to 2, putting in like Snowman versus Reaper and Dimensional Prison, they were all just things that I wanted to test. So Thunder King was in the side. I never found that I needed it in the main, but I don't know. It's a good card. You could easily find room for it. That's the thing about wind-ups. They're quite flexible. You can drop cards that you don't need. I dropped Night Assailant. I did run Night Assailant originally because I have a super rare one and because it's a good card. But I don't think that it's necessary. I couldn't really find the room for it. Tour Guide didn't do much. Obviously, it's a good card. I'm not gonna be like Tour Guide didn't do much for me, so it's bad. But Tour Guide didn't do much for me. I never really saw it besides one game where I saw it all 3 games of that match. But every other time I didn't see it. Well, you know, obviously it's a great card. I don't need to test how good Tour Guide is. 3 Factories, obviously really good. It won me like all of my games. Just Factory and Rabbit, Factory plus like Tour Guide. It was just so good. Just won everything. With that, Dimensional Prison was very good. Remove their Thunder Kings, remove whatever. As soon as they make a monster big enough to be a threat, you just remove it. It is an extremely solid card. I could see myself running Compulses over them maybe, depending on how big the mirror match gets. Because if wind-ups completely dominate, then I might turn to Compulses. But for now, I prefer Dimensional Prison because it's better against things like Thunder King. Thunder King is everywhere. Dimensional Prison is just a straight up out to Thunder King, which is really nice. I could do dropping both the Dimensionals and both the Maxes for third Magician, 2 Compulse, and a second Snowman. So then the second Snowman, I'd have another out to Thunder King. But, you know, Dimensional Prison is a really good card. And then Starlight. Starlight was something that I was testing because I saw everyone and their mother side decking Needle Sealing. Needle Sealing is a trap. When there are 4 more monsters on the field, you destroy all face-up monsters on the field. So I thought of it as a kind of counter to that, but also mainly because TT wrecks the deck. Or a well-timed TT, I should say. A well-timed Mirror Force can wreck the deck. Well-timed Dark Hole can wreck the deck. So Starlight is kind of just an insurance card. When things aren't going my way, I can just, you know, rip it and get out of Stardust, and then from there, it's pretty much GG. Whenever you resolve Starlight, it's just GG. I actually Synchro Summoned Stardust once as well, and it won me the game, oddly enough. Again, this isn't me advocating such a thing, but I summoned Rat, like, both games in that game. Sorry, all 3 games, I opened Rat, Magician, and nothing else. So you had a Veiler and Grave, and I had Reborn, used Rat to bring back Magician, Reborn the Veiler, and then synchroed into Stardust, and couldn't really get over it. So You know, Stardust is a good card. Starlight is a good card. Again, it's something that is expendable, but it is a good card. As for the side deck, I'm not going to show the side because it's still in its infancy stage, but I was testing TeamCal, which I found okay. If Gigas get more popular, then TeamCal will be a good card, just because you can kill the Gigiyama. It helped a lot against the GK guy as well, because I managed to kill the spy. Then the spy didn't get the search, so that helped a lot. But I'm probably gonna, no, I'm not probably, I'm definitely gonna run Chalices instead of TeamCal in this deck. Dimensional Fissure was extremely good in the given matchups. It was like stuff like Chaos and all of that I played. It just really helped. Royal Decree was amazing for me. It won me pretty much all of my side games, just because I would have this many traps. I would side in Mirror Forces as well, depending on the matchup, and then I would side in Decrees on top of that. So game 2 and 3, I like to play a more stun kind of deck. So it's just 1-for-1 blows. You know, they'll summon a monster attack. Either you take it or you kill it. Then you'll go, you summon your guy and attack. Either they kill it or let their guy die or take damage. It's all very just linear and just taking small blows. But with Decree, it completely shuts down anything that they side. So for one thing, in case they side things like Gozen, Rivalry, saw Sam player with Rivalry, and I managed to lock it with Decree, which would have completely ruined me otherwise. But just everything, things like TT, Mirror Force, whatever it is, you just completely shut them down. Generally, you will wait until they activate it. I know that warning exists, but you want to get the advantage as well. And then from there, just make a push, and then you're in the lead position because they couldn't disrupt your play. So you can make your play and then continue. So then that puts pressure on them to remove the Decree. And then once they have removed the Decree, that turns all your traps back on as well. So it isn't really just side out all my traps, side in Decree. It's side in Decree with traps. And then work from that. It worked extremely well for me. I know that the other options like Xing Zhen Hu, the one that locks 2 spell and traps down, can't be activated. That's a pretty good in my opinion, given matchups. I haven't really tested it, but depending on the meta, it could work. Dust Tornado as well. I just prefer Decree to Dust Tornado. Decree completely locks down certain matchups as well, like Chain Burn and Final Countdown, which is extremely important. Mirror Forces were in the side. I preferred Dimensional Prison. Breaker the Magical Warrior was in the side. I found that extremely good, just because it had a body, so you can just summon it, pop something, and then swing. It's especially like game 2. I like to play. Again, I like to play more stun. Kind of. Yeah, just like a stun deck. Stun windups. Sounds weird, but that's what I like to do. So Breaker definitely helps. You just get the +1 and then hit. You get to pop problematic cards as well. So you know if they have Rivalry locking you down, Gozen locking you down, Necro Value locking you down, you can just summon, pop, and then swing. And then you can use it as XCs or I know like Synchro, depending on the setup you have. You can use it for whatever. So it's definitely a good card. Yep, and that's about it. So I had a lot of fun with the deck. This is still in its testing phase. It is not complete by any means. I will be putting the third magician back in. This is 41 cards as well. But yeah, I topped YCS trial with it. Didn't win. Kind of annoyed. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you around.